just started.
You like it? How late did you work last night?
I think it was like 2 a.m. Got home at 3.
Welcome to the
Last
big
2
time.
nights.
How many people were there?
Twitch has accepted the stream.
10 or 15, including cast.
YouTube has accepted the stream. And Facebook has accepted the stream.
But yeah, it's going to be an interesting
Gordon.
film.
Yes, sir.
You're looking at the big screen?
I'm looking at the screen in front of me.
Okay.
Oh, there's one to my right?
No,
Bin?
the one right in front of you.
Okay.
Now you see the 5 in the middle? You're looking at the wrong screen. Okay, that
5,
one.
yes, I do.
When that 5,
That one there.
when that 5 says on the air, you're on the air, okay?
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Can you give me a little bass?
Sure.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, we're on the air.
Hello. Good evening. My name's Gordon Blake, and this is tonight's version of Higher Powered Radio, and I have some wonderful guests here with me tonight from all different phases of the entertainment industry, from cameramen to actresses to
Director.
Director, writer.
to Sal. and the lovely lady, I'm going to start with her because I'm from that period where I remember that so much in my youth. She was the lead actress singer in a Buffalo commercial, which is
Huge
really,
campaign.
Yes, it was, and it was Talking Loud.
No, talking proud
Talking
about the city
proud.
that we love and we live in and believe in.
I'm sorry. Yes, and can you tell me some more about doing that? Because I remember watching it and seeing it on
Well,
television.
it ran for almost 3 years, 2 years, and it went national 3 times. And I based my character off of an old Pepsi commercial where this young man would get off the bus and he'd be walking like this, singing with the Pepsi commercial. And I thought, I want to do that. I want to be I want to stride just like that. And that's what my character was built on, was that gentleman in that Pepsi commercial.
I do remember it, and it kind of went all in, if I'm correct, the Sabres almost were in the Stanley Cup.
Oh, it was a big year. Some Bills were doing well.
Yeah.
Sabres, yeah.
It was like just, yeah.
People were singing it everywhere.
No, it was on Elmwood. I lived on Elmwood at the time, and people were singing it there also.
You know where we filmed it? In front of the Blossom Shop. Remember the Blossom Shop?
I knew Jimmy Blossom very well. Yeah.
Right on the corner of Bryant and Elmwood.
Exactly. Then it was One World or Common Grounds or Legal Grounds or something like that. Yeah.
We filmed at the Adams Rib Hotel down there, the Adams Hotel.
Yeah.
That they're going to be redoing. Niagara Square.
Mm-hmm.
And down at the waterfront. And Johnson Park.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
I mean, people jump in from every direction. And it really did get the people of Buffalo talking proud because everything was going great.
Oh, yeah.
The sports world, everything was wonderful. And no matter where you go, everybody was singing the song, wearing the buttons.
It was right before the blizzard, wasn't it?
No. This was in the early 80s. The blizzard of 77?
Yeah.
No. This was 80, 81 when we filmed it. It went on air about the end of 81 to 82 and a little bit into 83. Went national a few times.
Sal, you're breathing. Which is always a good sign. And Sal, tell me about what you're actively working on.
Well, we're finishing up my short film, PJs Are Us. We still have another day on that, which Terry is one of the stars, and Wayne, of course, shot it. And it was directed by my partner, Jen Thomas. And one of our other films that Wayne also shot, the open house, which ran at the last meeting, which you saw. Terry was also in.
Yes.
That one has been submitted to a film festival, Greg Lamerson's film festival, and the one before that is still, which is called Dueling Sisters, is up for an award. So we'll see what happens there. And I'm also working on the next feature film that we're going to do. I'm going to direct a second feature film and in my universe, and we're working on that in pre-production for that. And I'm also working on a few other films.
Wow.
I'm working on Punch Andy. I'm working on Sonic the Hedgehog local. Well, Terry's working on the zombie movie that I might get a call for. What's it called?
It's a zombie movie by Katz. Katz is
Yeah.
writer-director.
Did they give a name?
Gosh, I don't think so, and yet don't quote me on that. But I worked on it twice.
Twice. Okay. And we also worked on Taylor Martin's film.
It's filmed in a bowling alley.
Yeah, it was called Midnight Bowl, which I thought was kind of nice.
We were dressed as in the 70s.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
70s fans of a bowler.
Let's go bowling.
The long hair and the bell bottoms.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they put a nice wig on her. It looked great. And, yeah. And then I have a couple other films that I've been asked to work on that are in pre-production. Plus, the four of us are working on a film for the 48-hour film festival,
Which is a good thing.
which we just started talking about last night, so we don't have any real details, do we, Wayne?
No, we don't have any details yet. We won't get most of the details until August 8th.
August 8th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I participated in one in Glendale. I used to show at the Alex Theater, which is like the Academy Awards, and was the red carpet opening for Gone with the Wind. It was a real old, but it's a big festival at least in LA. I'm
Very
sure
good.
it is here also. What now? You asked me to speak at the awards, Western New York Filmmakers Awards.
That was Buffalo Film Academy, it's called now.
Oh.
They changed the name.
And what was your award for? I know you received an award that night.
No, we didn't actually, because they had to postpone the awards. So we're waiting to find out if Dueling Sisters won. We're probably not going to find out till September.
Oh, okay.
Right, Wayne?
Right.
Well, somebody got an award, didn't they?
That was something different.
Oh.
It wasn't for films.
It was for that one that he did with all the old footage
Yeah.
on somebody. And
Yeah, it was kind of like what you're doing with your film. It was
Yeah.
a bunch of older films that they had that he's fixing so that we can see them. One's from the beginning of the club. Wayne, how far back does the club go?
1934.
1934,
Was it-
so there's stuff all over there.
with a lady. And does anybody remember her name? The actress
From which film?
the one that the guy won the award for.
I
Oh.
remember that, but I do not remember the name. Do
It's
you?
right on the tip of my tongue. I can't.
Wayne?
I don't remember it.
You
No.
don't remember it? Sasha?
No.
Nope.
No?
No.
Okay.
Can't think of it.
I wish I could remember, but
Well, anyways, it's good. And she was in it and showed
Yeah.
her in a lot of films that she had shot.
yeah.
Back
She was
way back.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and this young lady, I only spoke with her briefly. She's got a very interesting education background. Did you go to NYU?
Yeah. For graduate school, English and theater education, and I then the new school for creative writing and undergrad Fordham theater, and
Fordham.
so, and then some theater classes at Hunter, kind of all over the place, and moved into. I mean, now I'm kind of a hermit. I was in New York City for like 20 years. Now I'm A Hermit in the Boonies, and I do tend to do humor writing, but I got into playwriting through a 48-hour festival in the village, and then took a playwriting class with Tina Howe, and I got money for playwriting, a John Golden Incentive Award, which was pretty cool. That was Stephen Sondheim's lawyer runs that. It was really cool, and I worked at agencies, and it was cool to be on, not the little office person sending correspondence, but to be on the creative end. It was really cool.
Yeah.
You did a really good talk that night, Gordon,
Thank you, sir.
about what
Well,
to do and what not to do as a.
Well, it just takes a work. Is this you have to keep working and never kind of rest on your laurels or always be willing to learn something new every day. I mean, in our entire lives, that's if you can learn. I always said, if you learn just one thing new every day, at the end of your run, you're going to be a pretty
Yeah.
gifted soul or know a lot, I got to study under, beautiful people, Paul Sherritt's, people who aren't here anymore, Dr. O'Grady, Warren Enters, Doc Savage, Caveman Braun, most of them have gone to the great theater in the sky,
Yeah.
They're doing their thing there, or shooting. Maybe they're filming us right now, for all I know.
Yeah, when he first got to L.A., the first person he met was Carol O'Connor, and he gave him money for breakfast and said, "Are you Catholic? Come to my church."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. He was pumping gas, and somebody said, "There's Carol O'Connor." I was going, where are the directors? And I was in Malibu, and it was like a beach down at Cactus and stuff. And I'm going, are there directors out here? And the guy said, "There's Carol O'Connor right there." And I said, "He's pumping gas." I said, "My name's Gordon Blake. I'm a director, playwright from New York. I'm here. I got a play on the homeless here. Do you know anybody who'd be interested in producing or directing this play or help me to get in this business?" And he said, in his best Archie Monk, he said, "Geez, do you know anybody to help me get the hell out of this business?"
I love it. You sound just like him.
Yeah. And you're also good friends with Cher.
I wrote for Cher for a while, yeah, and it was interesting. She amazed me. A beautiful house. She invited me to come over and share my writing with her, and I was homeless at the time, so she said, "If you'd like to take a shower, and there's a guitar and an amplifier there. Do you play guitar?" And I said, "I do." And so I was sitting there playing the guitar, and then she said, "Well, come on, let's talk." And we're sitting there starting to talk, and then she said, "Oh my God, I forgot." And she's got like this 17-year-old girl come in to give her voice lessons. I mean, here's a lady that's had like millions of, sold
And this
millions
young
of
lady is
records, had her
giving
own television. Yeah, and she's still
learning.
And that was, I thought, oh my God, this is just so amazing,
Yeah.
Beautiful house, all zebra skin couches and tiger rugs. And she had the original handwritten lyrics by Jimi Hendrix of Electric Ladyland. She had it framed on her wall. So she was like, I just thought, wow, this is, different than I thought it was going to be, I don't know. It was just beautiful, really. And, yeah.
Well, you're working on the Dexter prequel now, right?
Well, yeah, I've been on set for that a couple times. I ran into Spike Lee in the Vaughn supermarket, and I just talked to these ladies in a thrift shop. I'd been buying something for the homeless, and I said, "Oh, what a cool little dog." It was one of those French bulldog things, and he was just, so friendly. He was licking my hand, and I said, "What's his name?" He said, "Dexter." I said, "Oh, Dexter." I said, they're supposed to be shooting Dexter here in Long Beach, and they both of them kind of dummied up, and they just said whatever. And I walked from there to the Vaughn supermarket, and I walked out of the supermarket, and all of a sudden, this guy says, I had a tan suit on and a black and tan shirt, kind of 50s looking. And he goes, yeah, you're looking sharp tonight. And I went, oh, thank you, sir. And I said, that's Spike Lee. I looked, he had he was wears these really wild glasses. And he was right there. And then I ended up getting, on set, and I didn't have anything to speak of, and it was, Long Beach is one of the oldest beach towns in Los Angeles. So it's like, looks 50s. A lot of the corners of one block where they shot it could be 50s, all four directions, it's very,
Very nice.
older.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
A lot of nostalgia.
Yeah.
So that's what he's looking for. And Long Beach is like that. And a lot of the original Dexter was shot in Long Beach, so he's, continuing it. But it made me feel old because I remember thinking these kids, has anybody seen True Romance?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the Christian Slater. My friend always says it's a true American love story where they're bank robbers and they both get killed at the end and stuff. I think it's Arquette plays the girl, and Christian Slater plays the outlaw guy, and Christian Slater plays Dexter's grandfather.
Wow.
Hey,
Now I'm feeling old.
So you can just, pretty wild. But
Yeah.
anyways, yeah, and now Wayne shoots your film for you, or shoots
Yes, he
does
does.
the camera,
Yes, he
the
does.
cinematography.
Yep, he's our chief cinematographer.
What do you think about working with Sal?
I like working with him. I've been on quite a few shoots with him already,
Yeah.
and we're going to be working more.
Yeah.
He does. He has a real professional singer. Like I met Sal, I got booked on a local film.
Sweet
with-
Jesus.
Sweet
Which I
Jesus.
was producing.
Yeah, and I could see these guys. I played a doctor and with the lead actress
That was
Jennifer.
the previous film that was called The Failure.
About Canisius basketball.
Yes.
Yeah.
yep.
And who was the young lady?
It was Gwen Kirst
Yeah.
or
Beautiful.
Colleen, one of the
Colleen.
two.
Colleen.
Yeah, she goes by both names.
Oh yeah, she was wonderful to act
sweetheart.
with.
Oh,
but I
she's
could
a lovely actress.
She is really, and I could see Sal and his people, are, doing the stuff in the background, doing stuff, and then he ended up. I don't think Greg drove or but anyways, he ended up giving me a ride to Elmwood Avenue, Bryant. I was living on Bryant at that time, and we laughed, and I just said, I like these people, and it turned out then he was there doing his own thing. I watched him kind of.
And then he had a great scene in my first film that I directed, Beyond the Mainstream, the movie. He played the comic book publisher.
Yeah.
And most of his dialogue was improv, and it looks great.
It was like I would picture my play. I basically was just repeating what people would say to me, and
What's Kirst doing? Is she still around?
I don't know. She's beautiful.
I haven't seen her in a
Yeah,
while.
I haven't. I directed her, we did a coffee shop sequence of short plays at a coffee shop many years ago.
Oh,
And she had short scenes, and she was a wonderful actress
Oh
in them.
yeah.
Just beautifully.
Yeah, she was
Beautifully
one
trained.
she was one of the stars of Sweet Jesus.
Yeah.
And she was wonderful to work with. I loved her.
Yeah, she's
And Greg let me improv all my scenes on that, and she was just so easy to work with. I was saying, like, I almost felt like at the end I'm supposed to be your doctor. I was going, would you marry me? I didn't say that, but that's about. She was just like incredible to work with. The chemistry was.
Yeah, and we also worked with her on Greg's other movie, what was it called? The Something Mess.
It's right out there. It's four or five photos of her. The Big Mess.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I always confuse it with my film, The Beautiful Mess. The one that won the award for Best Wardrobe.
your film?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The cosplay one that generated so much controversy.
Now do you have to, if somebody's in a Superman without any knowing anything else about it, would you have to pay royalties to Superman?
No, because as long as they're just wearing the costume, we don't. If we were gonna shoot a movie where someone was pretending to really be Superman, then you have two choices. You either pay royalties and sell it, or you don't pay royalties and you can't sell it.
Like Greg's. I
Like
thought it was a good
Greg's
film.
movie, yeah. What was it called? Catcher in the Rye?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
all the Beatles songs. Well,
But at least he didn't get a cease and desist order.
No.
So, but yeah, like in my Halloween movie, where I tried some experimental lighting and it just didn't work. I was dressed like Fred Flintstone, and one of the other actors was dressed like Superman, and because it took place during a Halloween party, and no, we've never had to worry about that. Even Disney, like in that film we were talking about, The Beautiful Mess, we had one person dressed like Rapunzel from Tangled and one dressed like Loki. And Disney is not gonna, they didn't send us a cease and desist or anything, so I think we're okay.
Most of my most commented photos I have is a picture of you in a Fred Flintstone outfit, that other girl in the Rapunzel thing, and we're standing right in the middle of the street in Elmwood and
Yep.
Elmwood and Allen.
Yeah, that was during the Allentown Art Festival.
Yeah, and everybody says, "What are you doing? Where are you? Where do people dress like that?"
There is no more cosplay going on at a lot of the downtown festivals, but that's a whole other story.
Big
Right,
time,
Terry?
big time story.
Now, this young lady, I know it past Laurel's, but what do you, besides being on Sal's, program, what have you done, in recent?
Well, I go back as far as 1978,
Yes.
when I first was in the Rose with Bette Midler.
Were you really?
Yes, that was my first union job. If I got my union card by 12 o'clock noon, this casting director, Bernie Stiles in New York, said if you could get your union card by noon, I'll put you in the Rose. And the reason he remembered me is when he came here and he did some casting for a film, I can't remember the name. I had long red fingernails, and he remembered those fingernails. He said, if you're ever in New York, look me up. So I went to New York, and I knocked on the door, and I said, remember me? And he did. He remembered me, and we talked, and that's how he said, you get your union card by noon, I'll put you in the Rose. I worked on that, worked with Woody Allen in Untitled.
Wow.
Raging Bull
Wow.
with Robert De Niro. How far back we're going.
Yeah.
What was he like?
Yeah, it was very nice, very nice.
What about Bette Midler?
She was just a wonderful lady. She has
Good.
always been a lovely lady.
Good.
But the Raging Bull, I danced at the wedding,
Okay.
and I'm going back to quite a long time now.
Yeah.
And Untitled with Woody Allen, worked on that. It's
So
called-
you lived in New
No, I
York?
commuted.
Oh.
I went back and forth. I had wonderful parents that would pay my way to get there and come back.
Yeah.
And,
Must have been nice.
Yeah, I was very fortunate. And I worked on One Life to Live, one episode.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always told us not to get in the business, but they were still our biggest fans.
Yeah.
Our parents were so instrumental and just
Yeah, my
nurturing
parents
us.
didn't nurture me, so I'm happy that at least my aunt and uncle and cousins stepped up when things got really important. So I was happy about that. My uncle Vinny, God rest his soul, was wonderful in helping me do my first premiere for my first movie.
Beautiful. Come to think of that. Now you're from a pretty famous. We were talking about Buffalo Pizza and stuff a little while ago. You're probably from the most famous Buffalo Pizza family in
I
the
mean,
world.
Lenovo's. Yeah. Well, I really don't.
No, I'm not asking you about family members, but yeah, they're just
No, but I love having that. I mean, you should see the setup during the Italian festival, and the food is always wonderful. And when they cater our parties, they're really nice about it. And so, yeah.
Even in Hollywood, people say, "Have you ever had a Lenovo? You're from Buffalo. Have you ever had Lenovo white pizza?"
Very popular.
Yep.
Yeah, I said yes. That's when I go back to Buffalo. That's the first thing I get is Lenovo white pizza.
Yeah.
You know.
Sasha, what have you done as an actress?
I don't know. I did a lot of the 48-hour like play festivals, but it moved to writing for a while, and it's just mostly been writing comic writing, and sort of like riffing off of other comics, like a lot during lockdown. That sort of blossomed. That was kind of cool.
Well, she's going to be joining our cast pretty soon, stepping into the role of Izzy Tyler, who it was in one episode, and then the actress joined the Army, and we never saw her again.
Sal, are you borrowing that name from Phoebe Tyler?
No.
No.
Who's Phoebe Tyler?
I love that name, Phoebe.
You remember it was on All My Children.
Oh, Phoebe, yes.
Phoebe was the matriarch.
That I was glued to the TV when that was on. Glued.
I lived with a girl, and it used to drive me crazy, but she was just like, The funniest thing with Phoebe, I think his son brings on his girlfriend. She goes, "She's a trollop."
Well, I'm going to be introducing a new character named Phoebe at some point, but the name Phoebe is two of my favorite characters from TV. Phoebe Hallowell from Charmed, which was played by Alyssa Milano, and Phoebe Thunderman from the Thundermans superhero TV show, who was played by Kira. I'm blanking on her last name, but yeah, it's one of my favorite names.
How about anyone? Does anyone have like a new actress or actor that you've seen that you just think kind of burns off the screen or whatever?
It's a good question. Talking local or are you talking national?
National, just
Terry?
No. Let me think.
Yeah. I really...
There's so many oldies that we lost so many wonderful
yeah.
actors.
Yeah.
Just one right after the other in the past year or two.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, it's not his birthday. It was just fake news, but he is turning 100 or he already turned 100.
Dick Van Dyke?
Yes.
Yes.
I got a picture of him right here on my
He
phone.
finally
Do you?
got
Yeah.
turned 100.
Holding his birthday cake.
Yes. And they said it was fake news, but there was one of the high points of my time being out there. I got a call. They said, "How would you like to be a stand-in?" I said, "What? I'm an actor. I'm not. I don't really do stand-in or They said, "What's for Dick Van Dyke?" And I said, "Of course, of course." So Disney sent a car and picked me up in the morning, took me to this warehouse that's right near Burbank Airport. Real high security, and you went inside the warehouse, and there's everything from every Disney, like the original thing of Mickey Mouse, and everything from Frozen, and it was Dick Van Dyke, and it was Target was the sponsor of the thing, but it was Mary Poppins, and he would do all the stuff, but he had bad feet, so I had to stand and get his camera angles and lighting and that for him, and he actually had to walk for him because we had the same color hair in the back. Mm-hmm. But it was just me and him, and on set there was one chair that said Dick Van Dyke, and my chair said nothing on the back. But anyways, I got to sit there and talk to him, about everything, all about the original Dick Van Dyke show and Mary Tyler Moore, and working with Maury Amsterdam, and it
the
was
joke
just
machine, Maury Amsterdam.
and Rosemarie, and Carl Reiner, and it was just he had such great stories. I just sat there it was like a 4-day shoot, and we just kept going on. And he was old, and he would work. He only could work maybe 4 hours, and then he would leave and stuff. But it was just You know, just to sit there by somebody like that and hear his stories and stuff.
Yeah, he worked on WandaVision, one of Marvel's TV shows. He was an advisor on that.
Oh,
Yeah.
But I just love that picture when he's holding his birthday cake.
I know,
His
he's-
wife is quite younger than him.
yeah, and she takes really good care of him.
Does.
Oh yeah, he's had really bad feet. That's why I had to like stand where basically for everything except when he was just ready to do his lines, then he would get up there and stand, but he only could stand for amount of time. And she would like at the end of the thing massage his feet and wash him and never he didn't treat her like like a foot servant or anything like that. It was his wife and he
That's
was
great.
yeah, she was very protective of him too, and
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
One of the things I loved about that Dick Van Dyke Show is when he would walk in the door into the living room and trip over the ottoman.
Yeah.
And that always amazed me how he did that. It was so realistic.
In some episodes he did it. In other episodes he bypassed it. So there was two
Oh,
different
right,
openings.
right. You're right. I remember that now. Okay.
I'd have to say actors that jumped off the screen. I can think of a few, like Zendaya, or I loved Amanda Bynes. She hasn't done much lately, but I really loved her in some of the films she did. And who else? I'm trying to think of the name. She was the star of Andy Mack and of the new Doogie Howser, but I'm blanking on her name. But I think she's someone who really walks off the screen. I mean, you can tell the kind of talent that they have when they're young. And if they can survive the transfer to adulthood, then you're good.
exactly. And I hope you don't forget her name because I had to ask you before, the barefoot girl and barefoot hippie girl in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where she's dancing and then the cops go by and she,
Margot Robbie.
No, Margot Robbie played Sharon Tate.
Oh.
This is the girl that gets in Brad Pitt's car and
I know who you're talking about,
takes
but
him up to the
I can't remember
Manson Ranch.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I just can't remember the name. I love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's the best hippie movie ever, in my opinion.
Great soundtrack. And the other guy was, I didn't know who he was, but it was another Hollywood Confidential.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays a detective, and he's standing there talking to this old woman. He's smelling, and he runs out of the house, and he goes under the crawl space, and he's crawling under the house, and there's a body wrapped up in a rug underneath her, Russell Crowe. And I had never heard him up to that point, but he just came off the screen like, God, who is this guy?
Her name is Margaret Qualley.
Margaret Qualley.
Qualley.
Margaret Qualley. That's who
Qualley.
she is.
Andy McDowell's daughter, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
If I'm wrong.
wow.
Yeah.
That's, I guess,
One of the things I've been doing lately is I've been watching the Alfred Hitchcock shows. Because I have it where they go one right after the other. And a lot of the stars got their starts there.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. You see them. He got a lot of people into the business and got them very famous.
sure he did.
Okay, I got the name of Andy Mack. Peyton Elizabeth Lee. She was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. But one who made it from child to star, she started off as a character on the show Jessie, which lasted a few years, and then she switched over to Bunked, which was also
Bunked?
playing the same character for like a few years. And then lately she's been doing she did Cobra Kai, playing the bad girl, and now she's starring in her own show, which is called School Spirits, where she plays a ghost. And her name is Peyton. And I just blanked. One moment. This is terrible. This is what happens when you've got so many things going.
Peyton.
Yeah.
You will remember that.
Peyton Place.
Peyton Place. And do you remember the young actress on that kind of came off the screen? And
She's got a talk show now, doesn't she? What is?
not Mia Farrow.
Peyton List.
Yeah.
That's her name.
Yeah, Mia Farrow doesn't have a talk show, but she was on there.
Yeah, she was the
She was in that.
the little short-haired girl. And yeah.
Yeah, her name is Peyton List. And like I said, playing the ditzy cheerleader slash influencer on Jessie, and then on Bunked for like 8 years, and then she goes to playing all these other roles and showing that she really has acting chops, especially playing Tori on Cobra Kai, because
Much
she
Ado
was
About Nothing.
amazing.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah. No, she was amazing playing, because it was such a different role from what we were used to seeing her in. And then School Spirit, the same thing. So she showed she has real acting chops.
Speaking of that, Much Ado About Nothing, we lost really probably one of the greatest influences of in bringing theater to the masses in Buffalo, New York. Sal Alkin passed away this year.
Yeah, he was one that
I
created.
worked with him. He was my advisor when I graduated with a master's degree
Was
in
he?
theater at UB.
Isn't he the
Was he?
one that created Shakespeare in the
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
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 And just
Yes.
over the years, what is it, 50, almost 40 or 50 years now?
About 50.
The amount of people that probably would never, ever walked into a theater production ever have been introduced to it. And many of them came back and maybe went to studio or, or wherever.
Yeah, I just saw the performance
Covenant.
of Twelfth Night, which had my good friend Bill Baldwin in it, and my other good friend Todd Benzing.
I went to that with Josh Ring, your buddy from
Yeah, I know Josh.
theater at EC.
Yeah, his son is in the movies with us. Harrison. Yeah, he's a good actor.
Harrison's a good kid. I watched him grow, and I heard him on the phone the other day. I said, "Hey, Dad," and I said, "Oh God, what happened? When did Harrison become like the man?" I was like, so he's really growing. He's a good kid, really good kid.
Saul Alkin, though, he was a genius as far as that
Oh.
goes. He just
Yeah.
he produced so many wonderful productions and directed so many productions that his memory will live on. He's just. I loved him. I just thought he was.
I never met him, so I don't
Yeah.
know. But
I auditioned for him when I was like 16 and did a terrible, terrible job.
Oh, did you?
That's how I ever, yeah.
For Shakespeare?
Yeah.
Wow. Did you ever try? You like Shakespeare?
Eventually, then a Actors Center that was affiliated with NYU grad school, did
Yeah.
it with masks, and then it was a lot easier. I don't know why, masks, it just, because you use your body more, I guess, yeah. And did some in grad school, and
Shakespeare.
yeah.
yeah,
Because people said I was over the top, but not with that.
Oh, wow.
Well, sometimes over the top isn't bad. Sometimes it
Jim
works.
Carrey
Yeah.
or Robin Williams. you
Right.
know.
And one of our local actors, James Walker, he played an over-the-top character in my first movie, and I loved it.
Or Marlon Brando or James Dean. It's really sometimes, that's what it takes.
Two of my favorite women actresses, Betty Davis
Oh,
and Joan Crawford. I want to play her. I want to play Betty Davis in some feature film that we do locally. That character, I love her.
I
When they
worked
played
on
the two sisters, what was that movie where they played both they were sisters?
Whatever
One-
Happened to Baby Jane.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
I worked Feud, which was
Oh,
two actors now. I'm drawing a complete blank, but they just did it. It was about the feud between Betty Davis and Joan Crawford. And who did you watch it? Did you see that production?
No.
No. Well, it's Jessica Lange played Betty Davis, and he was married to Tim Robbins. So made Thelma and Louise.
Gina Davis?
Susan Sarandon.
Susan Sarandon played Joan Crawford.
Oh, okay.
It's probably on the internet. It's not like maybe 4 years ago they did it.
Susan Sarandon was Janet in the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Right. Okay. Thelma and Louise is just that,
yeah,
where
and
Brad Pitt kind of came out of
And
the
she
screen.
did that movie with Goldie Hawn and James Woods. It was called The Banger Sisters. It was really cool. I loved it. Wayne, all the times you were on the set, so is it different, both of you guys, is it different shooting movies than TV shows?
I haven't shot any TV shows, so I wouldn't know about that. But
Oh.
And I haven't really done too much cinematography. When I was in Hollywood, I was just pretty much production manager, and pretty much off camera.
Oh. So, yeah, I found, now that I've been working on a lot of other people's movies, I've seen different things of the way people do things, and it's taught me a few things about what to do and what not to do.
Oh,
So,
yeah, I agree with you. It's the greatest learning thing. College and stuff was good, where you're being forced into coming out of yourself. But, to work with some of the masters and stuff and watch what they do on film and that. And, it just is from writers like Aaron Sorkin and the other gentleman from Changeling. I didn't realize that he was that notorious, or it just watching them, and just watch Clint Eastwood. I've worked with directors like Michael Bay. I was in Transformer, the first Transformer, and he had a bullhorn, and he was like screaming, things. Shia LaBeouf and what's Fox? What's her?
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox. Just screaming at her.
Didn't you play an FBI agent in that one?
Yeah, and no, just an agent, Hollywood agent.
Oh.
And then I worked with Clint Eastwood, who nobody, this guy would yell on his bullhorn, and then 20 ADs would be going, and it was like, oh, quiet, because he kept on doing this. But like Clint Eastwood just goes like, nobody says anything. He goes like this, which signifies that the cameras are rolling. And if he has something, he'll just like hold his hands up and they stop, and then he'll walk to an actress and just like get right here and just sit down next to you and kind of explain what he would like you to do. He doesn't like demand that this is what I would like you. Can you do this? I need this character to do this.
He's not intimidating.
No, he would just like, oh yeah, definitely, and you feel like you didn't feel like you got like to punch him as soon as it was like, oh yeah, I want to do this so good for this man. It's like it was just a wonderful experience that has taught me. I haven't directed a real lot since then, but just to be that good father. When your dad would sit down with you and tell you, I really need you to do this or something, and you'd be like, yeah, okay, and do your best to do it, or your mom or whoever it was, just that. That's what a director is, basically a good father,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And to get their praise for doing
Yes.
something right.
And it feels
which
just
you
like,
don't get all the time. Someone
Right.
will say, perfect, you did it.
yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah, and it cemented into you that feeling that that you accomplished something, and it just is. That's a real true grit of being a good director or directress, and I'm sure that you all will do. That.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I try to make everybody feel like a team and a family when they're on my set, because we're working together to put this thing together, and no one's getting paid. So the fact that people donate their time to help They deserve more than just praise. They deserve credit. They deserve all kinds of things.
That's where the love comes from.
Yes.
You love it so much that you can't get enough of it.
Yeah, it's
Where money's not important right then and there. You just
Yeah.
you gotta feed yourself that love that you.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like working when I've been working on Punch Andy for the last couple of days, and they're just a great bunch of people, and it's like I said before, it looks like it's going to be an interesting movie.
I'm gonna work on it in August. He's already sent me a
Okay. Yeah.
text.
And Sal, I think that was the first one of your films. We actually were shooting in the Simply Susan's or
Yeah.
Simply Susan's.
Yeah.
And it was, he's always treated me, and Simply Susan made a wonderful breakfast for us, and we did a scene down in the basement.
Yep. That was the scene for the feature film.
And what drew me closest to Sal is that in the middle of filming, he said, my dad's in the hospital. And
Yeah.
his dad passed away, and
I was actually on the set of Greg Lamberson's Slime City Massacre when I got the call. I had finished my scenes for the day, and Greg said, well, if you hang around, maybe we might use you in something else. And I'm like, okay, I'll hang around. But then I got the call that my dad probably wasn't going to make it. So I left and went and picked up Mary Beth, my girlfriend at the time, and we went to the hospital. And of course, I'm walking in wearing raggy clothes with blood and dirt all over my face. So everyone thinks I'm going to the emergency room. And they're like, the emergency room's this way. And I'm like, no, it's just makeup. I just came off a set. And then I cleaned up and changed clothes, and we went in, and the doctor said he's brain dead and he's probably not ever going to wake up. So the only thing keeping him alive is the machine. And I'm like, I couldn't bring myself to pull the plug. So my brother did. And we were a lot of his friends were around him when it happened. And yeah. But yeah, those days that he was sick, yeah, it was tough. I mean, just like it was tough when my mom was sick in high school. My high school years were kind of not easy because my mom was dying of cancer. But, yeah, it was in between here and there, and I always did my best to take care of both of them, but it was never easy.
And the true bond, you did act very well. Sal asked me to come to his dad's wake with him.
Yes, you
and
did.
I remember, yeah, it just
I appreciated that.
it made me feel part of Sal's family,
Yep.
and it really, really was nice. And I got to speak to his aunts and uncles, and I've always felt since that point, if Sal wants me to do something, and
Well, my uncle Vinny, God rest his soul, was a fan of you on the West Wing.
the detective, yeah, he was. Then
Yeah, he's a detective.
I'm opening up to the guy, and he goes, "Yeah, he's a detective in the Buffalo Police Force." Oh God.
Yeah.
I haven't incriminated myself, but it was just, he was just like a buddy, I was just talking to about Martin Sheen and the West Wing and on and on. And
Yeah, I miss him and my parents.
yeah, but I always felt, like part of your family. If Sal wanted me to do something at that point, it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, sure, man,
Well, the people who work on my films and do stuff, I consider them my family. And
Yeah.
my friends in my various clubs. And, as you know, I have a core group we do so much together. And, because sometimes your extended family can be more important to you than your real family.
That's the
Not
truth.
by
Yeah.
choice, mind you, but
Yeah,
Um,
I've had people take me under their wings in Hollywood, and they're
Yep.
still to this day. You know?
When I got I'll give you an example. When I got an award in school, it was my friends in the audience watching, not my family.
Yeah.
And when I did my first few plays, all my friends were out in the audience. So a few members of my family came.
We were just talking about you and Kevin Dennis.
Oh yeah, Kevin.
He would just passed away.
Another one.
Yeah, Sal.
We lost too early. He and I went to college together, and we did plays together.
Yeah.
And he had just joined my company. He had done a few audio plays, and he did his character really well. But before we could commit it to film, he passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a good actor. You did a lot of.
It was very good.
O'Connor.
You should have seen him when he did Vincent.
Yes.
He was Vincent Van Gogh, and it was a two-man play. And him and the other guy were the only two, and he did such an amazing job with it.
Yeah.
And he and I did a play together called Theater Fantastique, and we played toy soldiers. That was wild.
And Josh and him hitchhiked cross country.
Yeah, and the three of us did a play together called, they acted in it. I was reviewing it for the newspaper, but it was a performance of Midsummer Night's Dream. Oh. And then they also did The Game and Sweet Dreams. Those were two one-act plays. So.
Now, who's a gentleman, African-American actor that you can see on Hurdle Avenue every once in a while? Plays like a judge on Law and Order in that.
I know who you're talking about, but I can't recall the name.
Can you think
know?
of his name?
No, I was on that show a couple times.
Were you on Law?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was from Lorna Hill's production, and I'm positive I did a production of When Colored Girls Consider Suicide When the Rainbow's Not Enough. Warren Enders directed it, and I held book assistant director in it, and I'm pretty positive he was the only male, and it's like an all-female cast. It was up at Theater Lorna Hill's space on Elmwood Avenue.
That's another one we lost too soon.
Oh God, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Another one.
And the guy from Irish Classical Theater,
Yes.
you know, it's just Buffalo's took a big
Yeah.
hit in the last few years.
Yeah. One of my other friends that Kevin and I worked with passed
Kevin
away.
O'Neill, right?
No,
Vincent O'Neill. What was
Vince O'Neill.
Vince O'Neill.
Did he pass away?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Vince was a great guy. He and I worked together on the movie Manna from Heaven, and he was a very nice man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And one of my other actor friends is, also passed away. And I'm surprised because all these people are so much younger than me. Here they are passing away. It's like, you remember Dana Hall, my old friend, who was one of my actors. He's in my first two films, and he passed away way too young.
Dana was...
His heart, yeah. He was the #1 Bills fan in Buffalo.
Yeah, I remember Dana. He was part of the group that gave me a ride home after that.
Yes, he was.
And I just thought,
Another over-the-top actor is Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh, yeah.
I love his acting. He's so versed.
Yeah, he was on
His
my...
father and... Oh.
Yeah, he was on my show once. And
Was he?
Yes. He's a great guy. In fact...
24.
In fact, I asked him to give me an interview, and he said, yes, just let me get out of my gear, because we were at a...
He was playing guitar or something?
No, he
Singer.
was playing
Singer.
hockey. It was a
'cause
charity
he's
hockey
also
game.
a singer, yeah.
And a couple of the stations came up and were sticking a camera and mic right in his face, and he got very upset. He goes, look, you guys are going to wait. I promised him an interview, and you're going to wait until I'm done with him, because he asked me nicely and waited. I do not appreciate getting cameras stuck in my face like that. And then he came over and sat with me, and And
Wow.
and I interviewed him, and at the time, one of my mentors, Airborne Eddie from Offbeat Cinema, because I was working on Offbeat Cinema at the time, he asked if he could sit in on the interview, and I was like, wow, this is something. Airborne Eddie's asking to sit on my interview, which I let him. And here I am, a college radio station, and he chose me over the two network, affiliates. So a lot of actors do not like it when you like jump on them and expect them to jump at a moment's notice. They prefer to be asked and to be courteous and treated with respect.
Yes.
So, and I always do that. I had the same situation with Ted Raimi. He offered to give a. He was giving us an interview up in Toronto at Planet Hollywood, and he went to get us a couple drinks. And then the Canadian Sci-Fi Channel Space comes up, and they did the same thing. They stuck the camera in his face and were asking him questions on the mic, and he was, just like Kiefer, he was not happy about it. And he told them, look, guys, I'm taking care of these people first who asked me nicely, so you guys go over there and wait your turn. And then he came and sat at the table with us and brought us drinks and did a nice interview.
Yeah.
And he signed something for a friend of ours that was sick and couldn't attend the con. So I just saw him last year. He's such a nice guy, Ted Raimi. I mean,
You
he
have
played
to-
Joxer the Mighty. And
You have to draw boundaries, whether it's in the entertainment industry or in life. You have to kind of won't let yourself go there or let people take you there. And it's a good way to be. You have to set boundaries for yourself to get through this whole thing called life.
Yeah. I remember when Gordon was guest at a couple of conventions that I set him up at. We had people in line waiting for his autograph. And he was like, okay. And we were on stage talking.
You went to the Comic-Con a few weeks ago, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that? You had
There's
some
not really
interesting-
much to tell as far as the con itself. I mean, there wasn't much in the way of fan programming. It was all just guests speaking, and there was a couple of fan groups there that were taking pictures and doing stuff. But it was mostly, you go take pictures with the cars, like the Monkey Mobile was there, and the couple of the Batmobiles, and like the one from the Batman movie, and the one from Michael Keaton's movie, and the one from Batman Begins was there. Who was the star? Who played in that one?
George Clooney?
No, George was in number 4.
Later? No.
This was number 5. Well, actually, it was the beginning of the new trilogy, and he was in the one with
Excuse
with
me.
Heath Slater and Christian Bale. That's who I'm thinking.
Yes.
Christian Bale. Yeah, and his Batmobile was there too.
Oh,
And so you're taking pictures with the car, you're taking pictures with the cosplayers, you're walking around looking at exhibits from different things, and big dealer's room, stuff you can buy,
a
and
few stars were there too.
a
that
lot
day.
of stars were there, and you can go up and talk to them and buy autographs, get pictures from them, and you can go watch them talk on stage like Gordon did.
This is on
And,
the Comic-Con in
downtown
Buffalo?
Right here, yeah.
Oh.
a few weeks ago. I spoke with a lot of actors and actresses at that one.
And this nice lady was speaking about watching those old programs and seeing people getting their starts. I was watching Emergency with my sister, who was a huge Monkey fan. It drove me crazy as a little kid. She would always have the Monkey albums playing. But we were watching that, and they played 2 hoodlums. It was Mickey Dolenz and Ed Cookie Burns.
Yeah, Mickey was at the con.
Was he?
Yeah, I met him. I saw him
That's
on
right, you had
stage.
said that.
He was a very nice person.
with the Monkey Mobile, huh?
Yeah, I was there.
That was George Barris, I believe, created that, and the Batmobile.
Yeah.
It was like,
I was watching one of the shows of Alfred Hitchcock, and at the bar, they had a bar scene.
yeah.
One gentleman passed the bar, and the gentleman turned and looked at him, and it was the guy that does the Twilight Zone.
Yep.
What's his name again?
Rod Serling?
Rod Sterling, sitting at the bar.
Sterling.
Yeah.
Sterling. At the bar.
Yep.
Well,
I couldn't believe it.
he was so, used to watch it. I stayed with Sal one summer for a while when I came back, and we used to watch that every night. And what a genius. That was,
Yeah.
the whole program is just like so
Yep.
above what people are doing on television today, you know?
Yeah. Well, we're about to hit the 30-second mark, so.
Okay, well, I guess we got to say thank you to all our guests, and I'm very short with names. I'm going to ask you to my left to give yourself your introduction.
Terry Licata Braunstein, talking proud.
Okay.
Sal Matthew Monaco, Beyond the Mainstream Productions.
Wayne Conover. I'm just primarily his chief cinematographer right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're doing full names. Okay. Sasha Naomi Taublieb. I'm new to this group.
This is Gordon Blake, Higher Powered Radio. Thank you. Good night.